This next one is a Mexico buck. We went to Mexico south and a little west of Falcon Lake, maybe 80 miles into Mexico, and we had made arrangements with a Mexican rancher and paid him for the privilege of hunting on his ranch, and here again I was the lucky guy. The first morning of the hunt, we went out and it got cold during the night, frost on the ground. That's pretty far south for frost in Mexico. We had heavy frost, and we were walking down a fence line, and that deer jumped the fence and walked out in the middle of a clearing, and I just made a lucky shot and hit him right in the neck below the ear, and then I brought him into camp. And some of the hunters that were hunting with us hadn't even arrived. So what we did, we took that deer around the back of the camp house and hung it on a pole back there so they couldn't see it. And so after they all got there and got settled in and everything, well, y'all see the deer today? No, there's no deer here. We've been all over this place. There's no deer here at all. We just waited. Sooner or later, one of them walked out there, and then one of them saw that deer. So, whose deer is that? and we told them whose deer it was. We got a big laugh out of that. So, anyway, okay.
Is that when the federales came in? Is that where the federales came in?
Well, yeah, that's another story. But I mean, it's that same hunt. We were coming out of Mexico, and it was cold by then. It was below freezing, and we got stopped at a checkpoint on the Mexican side, and the guy said, "Your papers. Want to see your papers?" And we didn't. We said, "Well, we don't have any papers. We just have a permit to hunt." And he said, "No papers. You can't go out." And so we had one guy in the car with us that spoke fluent Spanish, and a guy named Pinky. And so Pinky was arguing with this guy in Spanish, and he didn't want to offer him money because he was afraid that, that we might really be in trouble then. He just kept arguing with him. And finally, this guy said he was freezing to death. He was just shivering, you could tell. And finally he said, vámonos, go on. So he let us go. So we headed towards the border. But on the way down there, we thought, now, if we got in that much trouble at the checkpoint, we better not go out at Laredo. We'll turn right at Laredo, and there's a paved road goes all the way to Falcon Lake. It's kind of like a farm to market road in Mexico. So we took that road. And about 20 miles down that road, we looked in the rearview mirror, and I was driving. I looked in the rearview mirror, and there was a Mexican army truck behind us, and there was two guys in the cab and two guys standing up in the back. Now, it was below freezing. For them to be standing up in the back, I knew they were up to something serious, because otherwise they'd been hunkered down out of the cold. And we just figured, well, they're going to stop us and take our deer, our guns, and everything else. And for some odd reason, they passed us and just kept on going. And we don't know to this day where they were going or why, but they sure put a scare at us.
Oh yeah, I guess
they were federal police, I guess is what they were.
I traveled across the border along the way to Mexico. I rode through open valleys without a place to go.